ActionSA in the Northern Cape says it will lay a complaint with the Human Rights Commission over the inhumane health services provided to Postmasburg residents. The party alleges that some ambulances in the town have expired licenses and require roadworthy certificates. It also adds there's a shortage of staff to operate the ambulances. Let's take you now to ActionSA in the province. We're joined by the party's Andrew Louw. Andrew, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. Firstly, tell us about this visit that you had embarked on, what exactly it is that you were looking for.
Yes, thank you very much, Kathy, and thank you for affording me the opportunity to speak on this issue. Kathy, what basically has given rise to me visiting the area, I was appointed on the 1st of October as a provincial chairperson for ActionSA. And already now I've decided to go on a tour to make sure that I visited the area, and it so happened that Postmasburg was one of the areas that I visited also on Thursday. As part of my visit, I bumped into one of the local councillors there, an independent councillor, and he was completely concerned and worried about a number of issues. But more specifically, the thing that actually gave rise to this whole issue was the fact that he was concerned that even one of his own family members during that week could not get any assistance as far as ambulance services was concerned. And as a leader in the community, a councillor, we then have decided to visit the local hospital. And on my arrival at the hospital, I then discovered that many of the license discs of these ambulances have already expired. And we're talking about plus minus 6 ambulances that was on site. And it is worrisome, Kathy, because in that area, it's an area where people can definitely not afford that their health services should be compromised. I coincidentally have bumped into a lady, and this particular woman, she was bitten by a scorpion in the morning, plus minus 9:15 in the morning. And according to her, she contacted the ambulance service, but I must also contextualize by explaining. Whenever people in that area contact the ambulance, they have to go through the control room, which I think is public knowledge. But the unfortunate part is, the control room is approximately 200 kilometers from Postmasburg itself. Here we talk about Kimberley, which is 220, the other way around, Uppington, which is plus minus 200 kilos, because they are the only places that have control rooms that can dispatch ambulances to that area. And it is, to me, very worrisome, because the question that comes to mind is, why is the health department not decentralizing the issue of the call center?
When it comes to the expiration of these important certificates, how far out are they? When did they expire?
Well, the ones that I've seen, it's a month or two ago that they have expired, and the others you can't even see because the discs, there's no disc on some of the ambulances. And I also tried to engage the person that was responsible for this department. Unfortunately, that person was not available. To date, I don't even know who the person was. But be as it may, for me, what is important is the fact that as ActionSA, there is no way. We believe that quality healthcare is a human right, and that all South Africans are entitled to this right, and that we will work tirelessly to ensure that people get the service that they deserve. Because this is something, it's not a luxury. It's something that people must have. And what worries me even more is the fact that if that woman had to wait for plus minus 4 to 5 hours for somebody to visit her, what if that was an emergency?
Of course, the biggest difficulty here is the fact that residents, by and large, seemingly don't have access to emergency services. How long have they said this has been going on for?
Well, this is something that has been coming on for a very long time, and but it seems like it all fell on deaf ears, and it is for that reason that as ActionSA, we have decided that it cannot be business as usual. We are going to write a letter to the Human Rights Commission to complain of the situation that is happening in that area and the immediate surroundings. In fact, Kathy, I must also put it on record that on Monday I will be going on a tour, and it happened to be that I will be passing through Uppington as well. I will also make a follow-up to see in person to find out how far or when exactly can we expect a response or action to happen as far as a complaint is concerned. Because according to us as ActionSA, this thing it's treason, it's serious, and it needs to be treated with the seriousness that it deserves. And I've got confidence in the Human Rights Commission that they will do the necessary.
Do you have proposals about what should happen in the meantime? Because the situation, of course, is concerning nonetheless. And like you've said, if people need emergency care and they're unable to get that, it's a direct threat to their lives.
Exactly. I was also told by one of the residents at the hospital, because I started interviewing some people just to find out what is the general setup of service delivery. I was told that there is only one ambulance that is operational in that area. And that ambulance happens to be a lone ambulance from Kimberley. Now, I mean, a person can ask yourself the question, if there is one ambulance that is on loan, that is operational, it doesn't need a rocket scientist, Kathy. It's as simple as renew the licenses. Take it through the certificates of fitness. It's not a matter of these ambulances are not there. They're there. It's just a matter of people need to be held accountable. And I want to go as far as to say, I think it's about time that the Department of Health must start charging people that are responsible for this. It cannot be that people are so negligent and that they play with the lives and livelihood of people. Because ultimately, if people are not going to be held accountable in their personal capacities, this process will carry on as if nothing is happening. And we as ActionSA, it can never be that we are sitting and watching like spectators while these things are happening at our doorsteps. We will definitely roll up our sleeves. We will definitely make sure that we assist where we can. But most importantly, we will hold the government accountable.
All right, that is Andrew Louw, chairperson of ActionSA in the Northern Cape.